back to the hood with this.
Nate.
Let's go.
Nate, chill out.
Take them back to the hood, flock. Huh? Let's go. Yeah. I'm from the hundreds where a frog got it fucking jumping. I'm from the hundreds where K-Dog was a fucking dog. But I'm from the hundreds where a pops got it fucking popping. I'm from the hundreds where a fool was a fucking fool. I'm from the hundreds, Rosemore, Roseland, West Pullman. Man, I'm from the hundreds, so you know how we do it. Man, we run shit. Man, I'm straight from the 100 blocks. Shout out to my hood, 10 Trey. You know we in this joint.
I'm talking about that 10 Trey in his joint. Get me on charge every time I hear it. Real talk. Man, let me know if y'all want me to drop that 100 song. You feel me? Because I'm from the Trey, you know, down the hill all day. You know, shout out up the hill, cross the tracks, what it do. All the hundreds is my whole hood. You feel me? If y'all want me to drop that 100 song, let me know. Because I'm talking about it's going dumb. Real talk. You know, but right now, this about dude, Alpo. You know what I'm saying? You seeing the movie Paid in Full, you know, Mekhi Phifer, you know what I'm saying, Cameron, you know, Fam Bam. Hit that sub button. You feel me? Y'all know the story about Alpo, Mitch, you know what I'm saying, Rich, you know what I'm saying, all that, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I ain't really got to go through too much, but this actual facts, though, you know what I'm showing you, though, this buddy, you know, this dude, you know, that's Alpo, the real Alpo. You know, like, dude was a trapper. He was out there jugging, finessing, real flamboyant, flashy dude, young cat, you know, out there, you know, with the best of them doing what it do. Very well known in the streets. Straight up. Caught 14 bodies. You know, like, buddy, he really was on that. He wasn't just talking, he really was on that. Like, that what he did. You know, but he also was a snitch because he got jammed up and he started telling on everybody. But dude got out, and ever since he been out, he been kicking it, been sliding here and there, you know. And now you see today, somebody didn't got up with his glamour, and that's how it be. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. So you know, Buddy got hit a couple times up in his truck. From what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, like Buddy was at a Halloween little demo, you know, at a little Halloween party, kicking it, you know what I'm saying? And he was posted for a minute in his whip, like he was finna leave or something, and he was posted in front of the party in his truck for a minute. And he had a little shorty with him up in the car. So I don't know, you know, what made dude just sit there, but apparently, you know, somebody slid on him and did him in. And, you know, I ain't from New York. I'm from Chicago, Chirac. So, you know, I don't be knowing how the streets is and what's exactly on what block like that. But from what I'm hearing, like the police station right there from, you know, like the same block where dude got killed. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. So the niggas slid on him and the police station right there. Like they didn't even care. Like they like we gotta get dude. Like that's what it is. But you know, if y'all want some more content, man, you know, like this, y'all gotta hit that sub button. Go ahead, rock out with me. You know, like it is what it is. Alpo gone. You know, they slid on Buddy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he was out here. You know, 690, and niggas got up with him. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? People feeling the way they feel. Like you know what I'm saying? You know, some people, you know, it's actually people out there who feel some type of way because, you know, dude was real charismatic. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't never seen him, hit that sub button, rock out with the guys. But if you ain't never seen him, like actual talking and moving, how he do things, then you ain't gonna understand it. You know, but for the people that actually knew dude, you'll understand. So check this content out, rock out, hit that sub button, and rock out.
What's up, fam? What we doing? What's poppin'? We up in the A All-Star Weekend.
Drop A. Mel Maxey.
Mel Maxey.
You know what this kid is already, right? I don't know who he is.
Pole life. We doing the pole life.
Marcus Burns, what's good, baby? Mo B.
Do you mind taking me on a tour exactly of where it happened, how it happened?
No.
You know, and kind of walk me through it.
Right here where I was meeting Rich that night. And I pulled up right here. He got into the van. He got into the van right here. And once he got into the van, I knew I had to lock. I locked the doors. And as I was pulling off, I was asking him, because it didn't take long after I pulled off. I was asking him like, "Yo, Rich, where did you get that coat from, man? That shit was good." Because I wanted to make him comfortable. That shit was good as a motherfucker. He's like, "I got it from my connect." So yeah. So from there, I knew he was lying. I turned to my little man. I gave him the nod. Once I gave him the nod, my little man spent, because he was short, so he could stand up in the van. Next thing you heard was the 2 gunshots. Bang, bang. Richard slumped over, and it happened. It happened right here. It happened right here.
At this light.
At this light, it happened. I'm saying, in my mind, I'm saying to my little man, yo, he's dead. He's done it. He just got hit with a .357. Twice. The only sound I heard was, him releasing his breath. His last breath. So I'm assuming that he's dead. And I need to find a place to put his, leave his body without anyone seeing me and seeing the van or just, so the only place I can think of and just driving it, and it's just so funny. I'm saying City Island, but I'm not even sure if I wanted City Island, but I just knew I wanted to get off the streets and get onto a highway.
How did you feel? Was you mad? Was you angry? Like, what was going on in your head?
I was very mad. I just killed a nigga that I loved. A nigga that I was getting money with. A nigga that I called my brother. We kept driving this way, and until I can find a remote spot to leave the body. Go around this turn right here. Yeah, loop it real quick. It was somewhere over here. So I pulled over like right here, just threw the van up on as close as I can to the rail. Once I pulled over, my little man, Gary's probably like 5'3", 1 something. So I'm trying to stay behind this. I'm trying to stay behind the steering wheel. I'm trying to stay in the driver's seat just in case we got to pull off, and have him go dump the body. But when he went to go try to get Rich out the car, he couldn't pick him up. He couldn't pick him up. Rich was bigger than him, so he couldn't move him to put him in the woods and all that. So now I had to get out the van to go help him. And when I went to go help him, Richard made a sound. So that shit startled me. Like, oh shit, he's still alive. So I grabbed the gun from my little man and put one in his head. And then I had to pick him up. And dump him in the woods and leave his body. I was able to, get him where he needed to be. And then we jumped back in the van, and I made sure I didn't skid off or anything like that to leave any kind of tracks. And we left.
Of respect for Rich, then I think they all should be exterminated. What is American gangster about? Them American rap, Rayful and Alpo and Nicky Barnes and Sammy Book, man, them rap.
DC was definitely not a time to play with you. Yo, they didn't think twice about laying you out at DC. Down. So that's how come I recruited Wayne, because I wasn't ready to put the murder game down all like that. So once I recruited Wayne, they already knew his rep.
This guy, Wayne Perry, was considered the Michael Jordan of the murder game.
Wayne Perry was one of our most prolific killers in D.C. during the time when the violence in D.C. had just gotten completely out of control back in 1989, 1990, 91. A New York drug dealer by the name of Alpo, Albert Geddes Martinez, moved from New York to the D.C. area. And he started supplying drugs to various drug dealers in the D.C. area and also in Fredericksburg, Virginia. He got immediately targeted and shot by some Northeast killers that Perry knew, but wasn't really close with. And this put Martinez in a bad position. He was, first of all, in the hospital and thought he was going to die. So he confessed all of his drug dealing activities to my partner, and he just told Angelo everything that he was doing. And so he had left New York under pretty bad conditions. There were about 4 or 5 people who wanted to kill him up there. He had been involved in the murder of a friend of a major drug dealer in Harlem. When we had Martinez in custody, and we had him in custody for about 2 or 3 months, he started to cooperate with us. We really started getting that corroborative information about many of the murders. And we were able to put together, with his cooperation, a factual sort of format as to how each case went down. Because we ended up wanting to charge all those summertime murders. And that's what we ended up doing. We charged them all. Martinez pled to 14 murders, and we ended up having him go through all of the D.C. murders that he had done with Perry, and ones that he could remember and details that he could remember. But he also knew about other cases that Perry had done that he was aware of but didn't have any first-hand knowledge.
When I got the information, I remember I went back to see him at the jail, and we sat down, and I stared at him for about 2 or 3 minutes. I was just shaking my head, and I said to him, you know, I can't believe all what I'm seeing and hearing here.
My lawyer was like, your ace in the hole is, if they ever ask you to tell, you really need to think about that.
When it came to dealing with us, it was the same. He'd already made a decision. Look, let's do a deal.
People like Rayful came across my head. People like Jack came across my head. The young dudes before me that went to trial, that, you know, strapped up their nuts, went before me and came back with natural life and all that. I ain't going to do that. Natural life. Natural life in prison. I'm 24, 25 years old. Once I was in this predicament, I couldn't do it, Antoine. I couldn't see myself in prison for the rest. I also looked at people like Nicky. Dudes like Nicky came across my mind, like how he put in 21 years, 20 years.
Now, why did you kill Rich?
Rich, the question to everybody with that, Rich, the reason why Richard and I had developed a relationship with a dude that just started off as one of my customers. Me and him have built a relationship where we became like real tight, like me and Rich in New York. This kid was me and Rich in D.C.
Okay. What was his name?
His name was Gary.
Gary?
Yeah, little Gary.
Is that the one that they say got his dick cut off?
Yeah, that's the one they say got his dick cut off, yeah.
Was that a situation from you?
Yeah.
That was?
I wound up killing little Gary later on. This kid was good. He was probably about 3 years younger than me. He was a murderer too. He was about his murder game.
Okay.
This was my little man. So, but did I? The question is, did I have anything? Did I kill Rich?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the scene where the famous Alpo just got shot up in front of the precinct. You heard they still investigating the car. That's his shit right there, y'all. That's the truck he was in. Wow. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. See that shit?
I made God come out in front of you. I proved that Jesus ain't white. Correct. Standing on the same fucking
See that shit?
going to heaven. You lied. That means you're going where? Straight
Yeah.
to hell. Correct. With him. You're undercover as feeling fucking fighting.
Man. See that shit? Right in front of the precinct too. You heard? That's right. Look at that shit, y'all. Alpo. That's the car he was in. That's the one he was in. Come on, man. I don't want to. But I'm surprised right here.